in Kenya.
Yes, definitely. And Jamhuri is the Swahili word to mean republic. The day that we actually got sovereignty as a country away from the British rule that had stemmed for about how long? Since 1920?
Since early 1930s. And of importance is to see the number of people who are going to turn up for this event. But as of now, quite people are still streaming in here at Uhuru Gardens. But the seats being empty, we are still hoping that in the next 1 hour or so, all the seats will be occupied. But also, we are also expecting the military, that is the Kenya Defense Forces, as usual, as a traditional, to show their gallant, the flags, the marching around this particular arena, as the people watch, as the people even cheer them, and also some sort of entertainment as we wait President William Ruto to lead these celebrations. And this comes just a few days after giving a State of the Nation address. And of importance, we will be looking and hearing the speech that President William Ruto will be giving. Remember, this particular celebration comes at a time where there is a growing rift between President William Ruto and the church. And uniquely, yesterday you saw some events at State House.
Yes, we actually saw that, Ruto got to meet evangelical leaders. It is a point in time where he is now beginning. He actually said during that meeting at State House that the church as well as the state do serve the same people. So it is right for them to ensure that they are actually united in this cause, to ensure that Kenyans are united at this particular point. And Moige, we are talking about Jamhuri Day that is coming right after the Gen Z protest that occurred in June and July.
Yes.
And part of the protest, the reasons why the youth went on to protest was that there was no jobs in the country. They felt hopeless and there was despair for them, feeling as though they have been left behind by the political class. Hence, we could not say that the theme of this particular day came at, it looks more right, because it is, job creation, labor migration, as well as entrepreneurship and entertainment. And this is where it's coming at a time where 70% of the country is below 35, they're youth, and most of them, the high unemployment rate continues to irk them very much. And so this theme could not have been more relevant for this particular day.
Indeed, and we have seen a whole week different government agencies and departments had set camp at KICC. You also remember the particular, that is Kazi Majru, Kazi Gaibuni, that is being drummed up by President William Ruto, specifically the Ministry of Labour in conjunction with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, sending the young people outside of the country. But they are not saying this is labour migration. No, they are saying this is tapping the opportunities that are outside there and to ensure that the young population do get this job. But also, Sheila, it will be interesting to hear from President William Ruto today as he leads this particular celebration. 61 years of Kenya being a republic. But some of the issues that the first president, that is the late Jomo Kenyatta, was propagating for and also was calling for was to eradicate poverty, also matters health and matters education.
Yes.
And also today, we still have those problems.
Yes.
Remember the clamor for good governance. Remember the Shah sheet issue. Remember the university funding model. These are still some of the challenges that are still present 6 decades later. And today it will be interesting to hear from the president what he will be saying about these issues which are bedeviling his government and the nation at large.
Of course, it is a dream that, they hope to have realized from the moment that we gained independence in 1964. It is a dream that they hope to realize, that they would see, poverty being eradicated in these parts of the country, that healthcare would be, sufficient for all, that we would have education for everybody. And we are looking at this particular time where the president has come in with a raft of measures for the education system, the new funding model for the higher education, as well as the CBC program now for the young ones. And then we're looking at a system, SHA, the shift from NHIF this particular year. Therefore, as they strive to address these particular issues, the illnesses, the illiteracy, it is the point where now we should make the reflection of 61 years on, how much have we done, how much is still needed to be done at this particular point, and what needs to be done. Are we on the right trajectory?
Sure. And it will be interesting also to hear from citizens, and I know later on we'll be engaging citizens as they are being let inside this particular place. We get to hear their views and what is to take stock of 61 years later. Remember, 2024 has been quite an interesting year. The Gen Z protesters you mentioned earlier, the church calling out the government. But still, there are still so many issues that Kenyans, even through the online platforms, remember the X, the TikTok, Kenyans have been really airing serious issues. And also today, Matters Politics, I know our very own senior political reporter, Polo Kamo, will be joining us in a few. It will also be interesting to look at the political landscape on this particular day. Just this week, President William Ruto met former President Uhuru Kenyatta, despite a quite not a good relationship you can talk of. If you take bank of the words they did exchange and their relationship towards the run-up of the 2022 elections, it was quite interesting. We also have the Murima factor again.
Yes.
We expect the president to also speak on this particular issue.
And it's when you rightly put it, that it comes at a time when he's met the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and also at the backdrop of having Raila Amolo Odinga running for the AUC seat. And these meetings have been coined to say that it is for discussing matters national importance, bringing everybody together. And so it would be very interesting to see what it is that they have in store for us on that front. And this comes a day before his right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga does go undergo Jadala Africa in Ethiopia, just as he vies for the AUC chairmanship. And so we would be definitely keeping an eye on what would be mentioned on the same. And just as we about to wind up, the final preparations are hitting top gear. We can see behind us that the presidential dais has just been set, Moige. We are looking at people continuing to stream in, locals as well as Kenyans continue to stream in, particularly the children who would be performing, which is the top notch of the ceremony today. Is normally the celebrations, and so the children who would be celebrating are already here.
Mm-hmm. And also today, just to inform our viewer, is during these celebrations the guest of honor, or rather one of the dignitaries who has been invited in this celebration, is the president of Gambia, that is Adam Barrow. He will be joining in the